Sorry, I'm sucking on a cough drop, not feeling particularly great. But frankly, there's no better cure for not feeling great than taking your mind off of it with some time in the shop. So today, not a typical video. Let me show you. That is the very first snare drum that I built. It has I built it for my son, who is a middle school percussionist right now. He prefers keyboard instruments and hardly plays this, but I've got a gig coming up in a couple of weeks, and this drum is actually the exact right size for the venue that I'm playing, but it needs some work. It has quite a few problems. First of all, the diameter is almost exactly 14 inches, which means that that the heads bind up a lot. I did a spray-on poly finish, and I didn't know enough to let it cure for a couple of days before I put the hardware on, and so it blistered and sort of puckered up in places. And so I'm gonna turn this down, and then I'm also going to hollow out the inside like you usually do. You know, leave a bit of a reinforcement area, and then carve down the inside, and then I will refinish it, though just with oil. I do really like the red stripe though, so I might have to put the red stripe back on. And yeah, so here we go. By the way, this is red oak and maple in sort of a chaotic pattern because that is the wood that I had. Most of what I'm going to be doing is really familiar to the stuff that I do all the time, just from a slightly different perspective of sort of doing a rescue as opposed to a full-on build. Disassembly first. There, see that? I had not let the paint and the finish cure all the way, and then the washers just ate right into it. That'll all be fixed. I don't think this drum's even completely round anymore. I think it's got a little bit of a warp to it. Well, we'll fix that. That is sanded to 400. That won't be final sanding. Final sanding will be to 2000 before I oil and wax it. And I already feel better about this thing. Some of the glue joints are horrible. And you can see yeah. Anyway, it's not a perfect drum, that's for sure. It's my first try at a stave shell. Put the screws on backward, or drilled the holes upside down. That was a mistake. Bad joint right there. but it is salvageable. So this is gonna make me a little bit nervous. This drum is so thin. I used smaller casters back when I did this thing, and it doesn't really fit on my big normal casters, so the drum wobbles a little bit. I'm going to have to be really careful. There's a narrow stance compared to the last drum I did, the 15-inch deep one. But I think we're going to be okay. I'm not able to put my bushings on there. Bushings, whatever you want to call them, braces that hold the drum in place. So I'm going to be clamping the sled each step to this support, and then just very carefully with both hands advancing the drum. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm gonna make a second pass at the same depth to sort of clean things up a little bit, then I'm just gonna sand. I talked to my son. He would prefer to have no red stripe this time. Sort of surprises me, but I'm fine with that. It makes the finish easier. And then we'll recut the bearing edges. There's a good possibility that this won't go well. And the battery's about to die in the camera, so I might be saved from embarrassment. Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you see how it went when it was thing?
Yeah. What?
I just heard that. That was like a vacuum. That was like a vacuum.
Yeah.